We start with the body cam video released in the case of a 17-year-old high school student who was stopped for allegedly speeding and ended up with several bruises. That student says this happened at the hands of Stockton police. We do want to warn you, this video is disturbing.
Get off! I'm not resisting! I'm not resisting!
Yeah, you are. Give him your hand! Give him your hand! Give him your hand! Give him your hand!
This is how Devin Carter looked after authorities took him to jail. Officers arrested him for allegedly speeding more than 100 miles per hour late last year. He had to go to the hospital for injuries he says those 4 Stockton police officers gave him. Today, the family of Devin Carter and their civil rights attorney, John Burris, who also represented Rodney King, announced they have filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the Stockton Police Department. ABC 10's Lena Howland has been following the story and has more.
ABC 10 first aired video of Devin Carter's arrest last night, and that video was publicly released today. This comes more than 3 months after the incident happened, and on the same week that 2 out of the 4 officers involved were fired. Now, Devin told us in those moments he thought there was a strong possibility he could die at the hands of those officers.
I'm not resisting!
Yeah, you are. Give him your hand!
All I was focused on was I need to protect myself so I don't die.
Devin, now 18 years old, is accused of speeding more than 100 miles per hour and resisting arrest by Stockton police.
And so when I was getting beat the way I was, all that was going through my mind was all of this Black Lives Matter and George Floyd. And there's a possibility I could die.
That's why civil rights attorney John Burris got involved.
Devin was trying to merely protect himself and tell them that I am not resisting.
Announcing he filed a lawsuit in federal court on Friday.
But that's really just a part of it. The real part is the community activity that must take place, because the pressure that you can place upon the police department and on the city officials is the kind of thing that will cause the department to hold its officers accountable.
Devin's father, George, says his family still has nightmares over what happened, which left a footprint bruised into his son's face back in December.
No parent should hear their child screaming, yelling, crying about they're not resisting arrest, while the officers have this script saying, stop resisting while we're punching you.
No justice! No peace!
I heard the cries. They tried to Stephon Clark him with their fist.
Stevante Clark, brother of Stephon Clark, who was killed by Sacramento police 3 years ago, came to show his support too.
So I've promised to stand next to Devin for life, to fight with you for life.
And all agreed that the firing of only 2 out of the 4 officers involved with this incident isn't enough.
Stockton PD, you don't get to beat somebody down on camera and think it's okay and ain't nobody gonna check you.
You may remember earlier this week, the Stockton Police Department refused to release this body camera video to us because they said he was a minor at the time of this incident. But his lawyer told me today he chose to personally release it instead because he is 18 and he wanted the public to know what really happened that night. We reached out to Stockton Police and they told us due to litigation, they cannot discuss this matter any further.